Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Ameen ya rabbal alameen. So here we are with our session number 268 for Quranic Arabic grammar, in which we are doing advanced surf and we are learning about Naqis. Before I take you to Naqis again, I would like you to attempt with me a small review of Wow that we have covered before. And some of you may have already taken this test, and will just quickly um, I want you to go over this real quick before we go do Naqis, okay? So you have six types of waw on my screen. You can also read them. Wabil rafa, wabil qasam, wabil jama, wabil ishba, wabil atf, and wabil jama'a. You can all see that on the Google form. Type 1 if you can. Alhamdulillah. So if I ask you, give me the type of waw in the word sa'altumuhu. Sa'altumuhu. What should I click? Which waw should I pick? Among the six that you have on the screen, I have to pick one. So is it very good job, Afsha. Very good job. Very well done. It is going to be Ishba. Very good job. Now, when it comes to okay, one second. I have not clicked it. Okay, so it is Ishba. Very good job. Ittakhazu. Ittakhazu. What is the type of wow in word ittakhazu? Is it Jama or Jama'a with an alif added? Is it Jama'a? This one, right? The one that is pertinent, that you see in your fail, in your fail, right? In the one that is a sign of it's a pronoun in your fail, failul amr, fail madin, and fail mudari. Everyone remember, once upon a time we covered it, and it ends with tamarbuta as well. Very good job. Zul fadlil azim. Do we find any wow in here? And if you are able to spot that wow, give me the time, the type, not the time. So zoo has a wow, which is going to be called wawi rafa. And what is special about zoo? What was special about zoo? Zoo zazi, fu fa fi, akhu akha akhi, abu aba abi. What is special? These are special nouns. These are five. There are five special nouns. Zoo in particular is going to be only found in mudaf form. It's always going to be in the mudaf form in Arabic. And in here, the sign of rough status is waw, and the name given to this waw is going to be wawir rafa. Right? Everyone with me so far? The next waw that you can see on your screen is al-zalimuna. Al-zalimuna. Now give me, this is an ism, and it has a waw in it, which is a sign of plural and also the sign of rough status. And this one is the number three from the right side, Babil Jama. This one, right? Zu usratin. Zu usratin is going to be Babil Rafa. We just covered it. Fahazamuhum. It's going to be Fahazamuhum. Hazamu. Is it, see, Wabil Ishba is going to be, my dear students, come after ta. Don't, after tum, not only ta, it's going to be coming after mimul jama. Is in word hazamu. Hazamu was a word. It is not hazam tumu. If it was hazam tumu, I will take it as a right answer if you call it Babil Ishba. But this is hazamuhum. Fahazamuhum. So they defeated them, right? So this is going to be your sixth type Babil Jama'a with that ends with tamarbuta and is found in a fi'l and is a pronoun. It is damir muttasil baris, right? And is always rough in status, right? The next one, zuntiqam, wawir rafa, right? When you see wal asri, wawil qasam, right? Hudaw wa rahma, this one is an easy one. Waw atf, Ismaila wa Ishaqa is going to be again the same one. An-Nabiyuna, An-Nabiyuna is going to be your Wawil Jama, the third one, this one, Wawil Jama, right? The vow of plural in Islam, sign of plural as well as rough form. Then comes your Ra'aytumuhu. This one, call this one Wabil Ishba, because this one is Ishba because it is seen. What is special about Ishba? Where do you expect to see Ishba? After ta or something else? What was the one particular thing that I taught you in here? And we went, if you go back to the recording of Wabil Ishba, you will find I was very clear that this vow is going to come after Mimul Jama. It's going to be seen after Mimul Jama. I want you to all know that this vow comes after Mimul Jama. Having said so, why is very important that this is not only going to be found after Tum, this can be found after Kum as well. And is that information pertinent to you? Yes or no? What do you think? It is, right? It is something that you need to know because I don't want you to be confused when you see Ra'aytukumuhu, something like that. I just don't want to mispronounce anything. So I'm trying to find my slides on this particular um, topic. So let's just give me a second. Um, I think it is here. Wawal Ishba and wow, wow. Okay, so how does it look in the beginning? It has, let me see. Okay, 1 second. Still not coming. Okay. Everything will come, but not that one will come because I don't know why, but you will find it after kaf meme as well because kum, when you have kum, it is on YouTube as well. Yes, absolutely, it is there. But I wanted you to see the example with me here. So assignment, not this one. Why would why would I write it like that? It's strange. Let's see if that's here. Yeah, because the whole purpose of just rehashing it is now that we are doing it right now, so that that this is not just after tum, this is going to be after kum as well, because it's important that you will find it there as because I have some examples in there, but I will share my notes and I will give you an example of that so that it refreshes your memory about how this type of vow is going to be after kum and tum as well. And if you can always refer to the recording as well because it very clearly said there. Okay, ayah 3. Oh, okay. So you have I have some help here. So let me see. Ayah 3. Where in the yes, this one. See, after kum, thank you so much, Sister Faiza. After kum, nulzimukumuha. Anulzimukumuha. Where are you seeing this vow? This vow is vowel ishba. Okay. After the one thing that you need to know about this vow is it's going to come after mimul jama. Okay. It's going to come after what? It's going to be seen after mimul jama. So most commonly you are going to find it after tum, but you can also find it after kum. Okay, because kum also has mimul jama, right? Clear? I hope this is clear to all of you. So now look at the next question. Um, the next wow muslimuna is going to be very simple, plain, easy. Wawil jama. Zalamu. Zalamu is going to be jama'a with the tamarbuta at the end, right? The last type, the sixth type. Al khawariyuna, it is going to be the wow in an ism is going to be the sign, which is the sign of rough status, and the a plural number is going to be wabil jama. Qalu wabil jama'a. Musa wa Isa, easy atf. Wal adiyati is going to be wabil qasam. Wal layli wabil qasam. Kafaru is going to be your Wawil Jama'a. Everyone, the, you know what is Wawil Jama'a? You know what is your what is your all these six types of vowels, right? A quick recap of this, right? So now let's see here. When you have your nakis, and in nakis, what do we see? What do we see in nakis? Tell me what it is going to be your fail that is going to be having a lam kalima, that is a weak letter, right? It can be waw nakis, it can be an ya nakis. So nakis can be wawi and yai, right? Based on which root letter is the lam kalima of the fail, right? Inshallah, inshallah, we can do that. Inshallah, we can do that. The file review, inshallah, soon too. Inshallah. So now, when you have your nakis, you have covered there. You are going to see nakis wawi. You will find nakis wawi from which abwab? Can somebody remind me the abwab of nakis wawi? Nasara, very good job. The most important you will never forget is going to be Nasara. When it comes to Nakis Wawi, think about Nasara and Karuma, and you will also find Fataha and Samia. When it comes to Yai, you are going to find Daraba clan, and remember, you can also find Samia and Fataha clan in case of Nakis Yai, right? So Daraba and Fataha are in both of them. When it comes to Wawi, it has Bab Nasara. When it comes to Yai, it's going to have Daraba. And then, in addition to all the three, the common three, this Nakis Wawi we have covered also has Karuma clan as well, right? So you can find Rakhwa, Yarhu, right? Everyone got it. And in the last session, alhamdulillah, we have covered how the changes occur in case of da'a yad'u. We went over almost the whole table, right? And everyone, I hope, is with me in when it comes to this table. This was, we have learned at different phases of our course how different things work. Failul amr, we have learned it in our term 2. Failun nahi, the same thing in term 2. And ism ala, ism zarf, masdar, ism maf'ul, file, we are just learning now, right? And I hope you are comfortable now in your understanding of your nakis a little bit more than what you have understood before. When it comes to your word yad'u, remember one thing that we have gone over, that your waw and ya is going to take upon its a sakoon upon itself in case of ilal bil iskan or ilal bit taskeen. The ilal is going to happen in case of waw and ya when it is a lam kalima, and there's a particular harka that should be there on the waw and ya. Remember that particular haraka that we talked about in the last session, that there will be a haraka which is dhamma and kasra on a letter before. On a letter before, there will be dhamma and kasra. There will be dhamma and a kasra on a letter before, and these waw and yas are also going to be having dhamma and kasra. Remember, I told you for both there was a condition, and I have added that in addition to whatever we have covered before. I have added that in the slide, that when elal bil iskan take place, you will notice the haraka of the waw and ya is also either dhamma or kasra, right? So I hope you are with me. Now I want you to look at another something very special. How many noons have we covered in our course? I know this, I'm taking you back because 5 types. Oh, Aisha, really? Five or nine? Oh, there are different numbers I'm getting. How many types of noon? Let's see here. Let's go to Canva and see. I'm usually working on my noons very much because I just love them for some reason. Okay, no, not this one. Um, Not this one. This one. Okay. So these were the types of noon, right? Oh, so some are saying only three. Some are saying five. Some are saying nine. Oh my God. This is such a, उम्मा में तो ये तो बहुत ज़्यादा इख्तलाफ हो गया है. What has happened, guys? Ummah is not on, there's no ijma in Ummah today. Very bad. Very bad. So there's seven, right? So Dilruba Dilruba, have you covered nine? Okay, but I think I remember teaching. What I have taught. I have basically taught seven. Yes, you can for subdivide Nunu Tokid into two different types, but for the most part, that I have taught you seven types. So keep those types in mind. You remember all those seven types? Sure, I will. I will share, Shaheen. I'm very much behind, but inshallah, I will share. It's very soon. Um, do you remember that Anwar Noon? If it is present in ism, if it is present in an ism, which is a dual or a jama muzakkar salim, it is going to be called noonul muqabla. It is a noon abid in tanween. It is coming from tanween. You remember that? Muslimani, muslimaini, all those noons. It's going to be noonul muqabla. You can also call it noonul jama when you find it in your plural words, and you can also call it noonul musanna if you find it in your dual word. Nunul Rafa and Nunul Irab, very simple, right? Sign of Raf status in only how many afal is it going to be the sign of Raf status? Every fail has a Nunul Rafa as a sign of Raf status. Only five of all. Five of all. If anyone has forgotten about them, very bad. Too bad. What is special about these five of all? What do they have? Al Afalul Khamsa. What is special about Afalul Khamsa? They have noon as a common uniting factor, right? So Nunu Rafa is common to all of them. How do you identify them is these are the five of al in your mudari table that have aliful isnain, wawil jama'a, yaul mukhataba, right? They have three pronouns. Not every fail with damir baris is going to be failul hamsa, right? Because yansurna, tansurna also have a damir baris, but are they included in afalul khamsa? Not at all, right? They are not included in afalul khamsa. The three ones that you are going to see here is, I know my slide is very small and it's hard to look, but just try to focus as much as you can, that if your fail has aliful isnain, wawil jama'a, ya al mukhataba, you are going to call that fail as fail from afalul khamsa, from five special afal, and these five have noon as a sign of rough status. When it comes to nunul mudare, very easy. It is a sign of mudare, right? Nunul mudare is a sign of mudare. Yaul mudare is a sign of ya that comes up as a sign of mudare. Anith is going to be yaul mudare. Nunul mudare, if noon is there as a sign of mudare, you call it nunul mudare. When it comes to nunun niswa, where do you find this? Where do you find nunun niswa? You find nunun niswa at the end of the word, and it is a noon that is a pronoun. It's a feminine plural pronoun, right? You can find it in fail madin, fail mudare, and failul amr. In all these three of all, you can find your nunun niswa. Am I correct in saying that? That you find nun and niswa in failul amr, in fail madin, and fail mudare, right? And it is the noon that is damir baris. It is the doer pronoun in case of fail ma'loom. It is going to be ismu fail nakis in case of your fail nakis, and it's going to be called naibul file in case of your majhul afal, right? This is how I have taught you this noon, right? This noon, what will be the status of this noon niswa? Always and always going to be rough in status. Always rough in status, because either it is a doer, which is rough in status, or it going to be acting as naibul file, which is also always rough in status, or it is going to act as ismu fail nakis, which is also always rough in status. When you see noon li jamail inas, which is noon mushaddad, you find it after hata kaf, haul ghaib, taul file, kaful khitab. Hunna, kunna, tunna. This noon that comes as sign, just a sign of feminine plural. This noon comes after hata kaf, tunna, kunna, tunna, right? Tunna, kunna, hunna, right? So all those noon that are written mushaddad come after the three pronouns ha, ta, kaf. Sometimes can also come after kaful khitab, that is not even a pronoun, because remember sometimes kaf can be a harf. Remember the kaf, the four types of kafs that you have, kaful khitab that you have covered. So zalikunna, in word zalika or zalikunna or zalikum, is kaf going to be an ism? Is it ism? No, it is going to be harf. Harf khitab. Harf khitab. And this noon can attach itself to harf khitab as well. Remember that. Remember that. So in word zali kunna, noon ni jamai linas, that denotes feminine plural, is coming after kaf, which is harf, not an ism. But in case of word kunna, in generally kunna or in hunna, ha is a pronoun, haul ghaib is a third person pronoun, kafil khitab is a second person pronoun. In word nasar tunna, taul file is a pronoun, right? And is an ism. Do you all remember once upon a time when I was teaching you past tense and I have taught you all those concepts? We have gone over all that in your term 2, I guess. Then you have learned a noon that is comes up as a noon of emphasis, right? Noon of emphasis. There are two types of noon of emphasis. How many types are there? Nunu tokida sakila, nunu tokida sakila, nunu tokida khafifa. Whenever you are going to see nunu tokida khafifa, how will it be written? How will you find your nunu tokid al khafifa? It is always going to be written as tanween. La nasfa'an, la yakunan. La nasfa'an, la yakunan. Only two times found in Quran. Always written as tanween. When it comes to nunu tokid al thaqila, you will find in its regular form, it brings in double emphasis. Remember? Right? So then the last type of noon that you have covered is noon al waqaya. What was the purpose of noon al waqaya? It is a harf, it is a harf. And you notice among all these seven types, how many are ism and how many are harf? Very good job. It shields the shielding noon. Yes, but how many are harf and how many are ism? One is in ism. Can somebody remind me what are the isms in among these seven? What are the two isms? If you are calling it two isms, then give me the two isms. I think there is only one that is an ism, and that is nunu niswa. Only Nunu Niswa is an ism. Rest are all none of them. None of the rest is an ism. Only Nunu Niswa is going to be an ism, right? Only Nunu Niswa is an ism. The rest are all harf. Is this clear to all of you? Only one ism, which is a pronoun. Yansurna, Tansurna, Kharajna, Kunna. All these. Those are the isms. Rest, everything is harf. When you see Nunul Waqaya, do you only see it with fail, or do you can also see it with an ism? And can you see it with an ism? Okay, let's see here. Let's see about nun al-waqaya. You will see it with fail for sure. See it with fail for sure. You can find it also with harf nasiba, haruf nasiba, and you can find it with harf jar. Okay? Remember we have done this one, that how it is mandatory for it to come with those haruf jar that end with noon, an and min, right? An and min. Ism, you don't see it with ism. With haruf jar, haruf nasiba and fail, right? You are going to find it mandatorily attached to an and min. Those haruf jar that end with noon, sakin, will have it as a mandatory part of them. When it comes to haruf nasiba, when it comes to haruf nasiba, in case of all those haruf nasiba that end with noon, it is jais for it to be there. It is jais for it to be there, which means it may be there, it may not be there. When it comes to la'alla, do you ever find noonul waqaya? between la'alla and ya'al mutakallim? No, you do not. You will never find it. When it comes to laita and ya'al mutakallim and the relationship of nun al waqaya, it is mandatory to have nun al waqaya between ya and laita. Is this clear to all of you? So there is going to be a nun al waqaya mandatorily attached to laita, and also an and min. For the rest of the huruf jar and nasb, it is permissible to have noon. It, you may find um anni, you may find annani, right? Innani, inni, ka'anni or ka'annani, lakinni or lakinnani. When it comes to la Allah, you will never find it with Nunul Vakaya. Nunul Vakaya is never there. When it comes to fail, you can find it with all fail madin, mudare, amr, anything will have Nunul Vakaya every time you have ya attached to the fail. I hope I made myself very clear, right? And sometimes you will also notice the ya is not there. So this was your noon, and you have little bit of practice of your wow. Now look at your nakis, because we were going to do nakis. We were not doing nahu. So you have yad'u, right? You have word yad'u. This vow that we have not covered in the previous six vows. Do you remember? Anyone remembers the name of this vow? It is called vow al asliya, asal, from asal, which means a root, right? Hamza, Sod, Lam, the root letter vow, right? Yad'u has a root letter vow, right? When you look at this word, Yad'uwani, Yad'uwani, the same wow is there, right? The same is there. Anything different that you're finding in here? Yad uwani, I'm just missing the fatha on your wow. So it's going to be just like, does it sound like yansurani? Do you find it similar to, sounding similar to yansurani? Absolutely, it looks like yansurani. So now you go to Yansuruna, because if you do not have Yansuruna table in your mind, things are going to be hard for you. Okay, things are going to be little hard for you, and sometimes they can be very very hard too. As so, just to keep things easy upon yourself, make sure you do not forget the basic concepts, the basic grammar. Um, so this tad'uwani. Everywhere it's going to be tad'uwani. Tad'uwani, the wow is missing the haraka, so I just don't want you to forget about that. This is tad'uwani, tad'uwani, tad'uwani. Any changes? No, everything is the same. But when it comes to yad'u, tad'u, tad'u, you are noticing something, and the change is called ilal. To be precise, the ilal, the type of ilal among the four types, it is ilal bil iskan. Go to your yad'una. Does it sound like your yansuruna? If it was to sound like your yansuruna, you would expect it to have, you will expect it to have how many vowels? Two vowels. Very good job. So you were hoping to see two vowels, right? You were hoping to see something like yad'una, right? So you were hoping to see something like yad'una. What happened to your this first vow? What happened to your first vow? It got hasf, right? It got dropped. Why did it got dropped? What happened? What made it go away? The two sakins came together? Okay. What did you do before doing the hasf of vow? Was there any rule that was applied here that made it go away? If you can kindly remind me. There was a there was a there was a vow. There was a vow that was preceded by, you notice I'm spelling here. Let me just okay. Yad uvuna, yad uvuna. What happened here? You have, sorry, there was a vow that was preceded by a dhamma, right? And it had a dhamma, right? It had a dhamma and was preceded by a dhamma. So now what happened? The next step that can happen here is there will be elal bil iskan or elal bit taskeen, right? It got iskan or taskeen. Both are interchangeable, as Faiza and Shaheen has have written, right? Both are interchangeable. So there is a taskeen of wow. Now the two vows have come together. Which one will go? Which one we have to take off? The first one goes away. The first one, both are weak, both are the same, right? Both are with sukoon, the first one has to go. So you are left with one vow, right? You are left with one vow that you see on your main fail, which is you have seen it in Quran very many times. Wawil Jama'a is going to remain, right? Wawil Jama'a is going to remain. Everyone got it? Afsha, Sister Zarina, are you with me? If you do not understand, let me know. I can tell you the rule again. Ishrat, with me? Sister Husne Ara, I think you are with me, right? You are all with me so far. Now, we already have talked about tad'u, hiya tad'u, huma tad'uwani, right? Huma tad'uwani. There's a fatha on waw, right? Fatha on waw. And then comes your hunna yansurna. Hunna yansurna. Do you notice anything in this word which is different from yansurna? It's spelling like just like yansurna, right? But do you see any difference in this word and this word? Yad'una, yad'una. You notice both are yad'una. There's no change. There's no difference. How will you know that this is hunna yad'una? How will you know that this is hunna? The context is going to tell you. The context is going to tell you. And this you will find in Quran. And in here, if I ask you the type of noon, what is the type of noon here? Noonul Arab. Very good job. Give me the type of noon here. Niswa. Very good job. Everyone got it, right? The type of waw in word yad'una. Wawil jama'a. The waw, damir muttasil, baris, file, fi mahali rafa, right? Mabni ala sukoon, fi mahali rafa. When you look at in word yad'una, that what is the type of waw? Waw al-asliya, right? Waw al-asliya. It's a root letter waw, right? It's a root letter waw. It's a lamul kalima waw, right? Very good job. How many of you are with me so far? I can repeat myself because this is, little crazy when you take this, look at this table and you are going to find tad'una, antunna, tad'una, and antum tad'una, hum yad'una, hunna yad'una, right? Repeat? Okay. So when you start your table, yad'u, yad'uwani, that way I think everything is clear. When you come to yad'una, originally it was yad'uwuna, yansuruna, right? But what happened here? You notice there were supposed to be two vows, but you only find only one vow in here, right, Afsha? So there was one root letter vow and one was vow for the plural, which is your damir muttasil baris, right? So as per the rule, if there is a vow that it has either dhamma or a kasra and is preceded by a letter that has a dhamma or a kasra, which rule do we apply? We can apply rule of elal bil iskan, right? This rule can be applied to this vow, and this vow is going to take upon itself a sakoon, right? And when two sakins come together, the first one has to go away. So the root letter vow is going to go away, and you will be left with word yad'una. Clear? When you look at your hunna, yansurna, keep in mind yansurna. Yansurna. This noon is noonun niswa. You notice no change. Your yansurna Just like yad'una is the same, is spelled the same way without any elal, without any application of rule. The word is written, right? There is no change, right? The same way as yad'una, as hum, yad'una has got changed into yad'u, from yad'una, it got changed into yad'una. The same way tad'una, yansuruna is going to undergo the same change as this word has already undergone, and you have understood it, right? So in here again, this waw is going to be your damir, waw al jama'a, and this noon is going to be noonul irab, noonul irab, right? Noonul, did I say otherwise? Damir muttasil baris, yes, good job. So this is damir muttasil baris, and noon is noonul irab, and this fail is from afalul khamsa. When it comes to your tad'una, which is antunna tad'una, is tad'una or yad'una or your hunna antunna af'al, the fail mudare from afalul khamsa? They are not, right? So now when you see tad'una, you notice here there is again no change. It is just like tansurna, tad'una tansurna, right? There is no change. The word is spelled the same way as yansurna, right? There is no change. There is no change. So, but for you, what you need to know is you should be able to dissect the word very well. You should be able to know how you know how what is the type of noon in hunna and antunna. What is the type of wow in hunna and antunna? Because in case of home, Waw is Wawil Jamaa. In case of Antum, Waw is going to be Wawil Jamaa. Noon is going to be Noonul Irab. But in case of Hunna and Antunna, Noon is Noonul Niswa and Waw is Waw al Asaliya. Right? I hope this is clear to all of you. This is I'm going to spend more. I can recap some of that, rehash some of that, inshallah. But I hope so far I think you got some of the concept, right? Alhamdulillah. So so far we are good, right? Somewhat you are able to understand, and if you are not able to understand, I would highly recommend that you go back to the recording. In case of naqis, what will be the one elal that you will find in case of failul amr? What should you find in failul amr? Hasf. Very good job. Because the weak letter is the last letter, and anywhere weak letter is going to be the last letter, you will find that there is going to be the hasf of your weak letter, especially in anta. You will find hasf of your weak letter, right? Okay. So I wanted you to appreciate this, how you are going to differentiate between these two, and how this column is pretty much going to look the same. However, your pronoun is different, your noon is different, right? And that, for a grammar student, for advanced grammar student, this you are going to write the Arab in a very different way. You are not, it's not the same, right? It's not the same, right? One is a pronoun, one is a harf, one is a pronoun, and one is a harf, right? So in here, in case of hum and antum, the waw is the pronoun, noon is the harf. In case of hunna and antunna, the waw is a harf and noon is a pronoun. It's the other way, right? You notice how in case of hum, in hum, waw is your, in whom waw is the pronoun, in hunna waw is the harf, right? It is a harf. In yad'una, hum yad'una, noon is going to be the harf, and it is noonul i'rab or noonul rafa. In case of yad'una, noon is noonul niswa, and it is a pronoun. So it's so interesting how they're written the same way, but everything, if you take a deep dive into these words, despite being spelled the same, how they are different, how the noons are different, how the vows are different for them, right? And same thing is going to be is going to happen to tad'una and the tad'una, right? And for the rest of for the most of them, you the elal that you're finding in case of your huwa, anta, um and hiya and ana, nahnu, you're finding there is iskan, right? Yad'u, tad'u, tad'u, ad'u, nad'u, right? There is going to be an iskan, right? In case of tad'ina, there is what will be the original thing happening to tad'ina. We can just quickly go over that, so that you are master of that as well. So go to the original form, make its original form, give me its original form. If I'm going to type on your screen, on the slide as well, while you are going to type it for me as well on your piece of paper, or and you can y- so it is, this is how originally the word was, right? Tad uwina. Okay, do you find a problem with that? Do you find a problem with the tad'uwina, right? Very, very jibohri, right? So let's just change it. Let's just apply our rules. And we are going to, we are not doing anything without the application of rule. Your vow has a kasra, letter before has a dhamma. Which rule should I apply? You just did the rule, the same rule. Iskan. Very good job, Shaheen. Very proud of you. Just apply the rule of Iskan then. Make it sakin. Let's just make it sakin. So this one, I'm going to make it sakin. And in here, I'm going to take away the haraka. Now two sakins are together. Drop one. So I'm going to drop my one. Okay, sorry. In here, let me see where it's. I'm just, doing a lot of. Now I'm going to drop one. And in doing so, I'm going to be left with this. Now, this ya, what do you think is more, yeah, is going to be more compatible with? When I drop my vow, when I drop my vow, I'm going to find something on this thing which is going to be a kasra. I will use, because I have to have an evidence that this is yaul mukhataba, and remember yansurina. You always spell it like that, right? So in to keep the compatibility going, I'm going to change here the haraka on the ain, and I'm going to spell it the way it is spelled in here. Okay? Tad'ina. Tad'ina. How many of you have understood this so far? If you just apply, if you start from the very basic, the rules that we have been covering from the beginning of advanced grammar, it's going to be now very, very easy for those who have been very attentive in the class and have taken every class and every session very seriously. I'm telling you that. And for those of you who are still struggling and are very new to these concepts, I think it is very important that we go back and we listen to the recording. Okay? And as I told you in the last session, what is this fixed for all of this? You memorize the table. But if you just practice and memorize, what people you when we were learning this, I've been telling you very many times that I'm a physician. This is not my world. I came from a very different world. Though Quran is everyone should be everyone's world, but in the part of the world we come from, it's not inculcated in our minds that this is Quran is the real world, right? So it's very important that we practically analyze things and we make the right decisions. So as a beginner student, I just memorized everything. I did not even have any clue what to do. I just started to ratify everything, which worked very well for me. Alhamdulillah. I just memorized things. And then I was like, this is not the end of it. I have to take it to another level. I have to understand how things happen in in surf, in advanced surf. And that's why I kept this topic. It's so dry. Very few students attend it. Very few students want to learn the details, because usually, if you just memorize tables, that works, that also works. We don't have to go into the detail of each and every word as we are doing it right now. But at the same time, I don't want you to be discouraged from not doing it the right way, right? You can always, what I we Sister Faisa is typing, we used to write it. One of my sisters has used to have a notebook, and she would write every table so many times. And I also, despite being so ADHD, I also did that, quite a few times. So I just, for those of you who are trying to learn this, it's just a nasiha. Yet, you just try to, if you have seen this table today, yad'u yad'uwani yad'una nad'u tad'u tad'uwani yad'una, you just, keep on memorizing, okay? And then, if you are still, you still don't, you think that, I can do it. If any one person in the face of the earth can do it, I'm the one who's also going to do it. Then, keep, challenges are always good. They keep you going. This is what is going to keep you going in life, right? Otherwise, there are so many distractions, and we can lose the steam very easily, right? So, okay, let me just show you a few words before we are going to finish this Naqis this coming Wednesday, inshallah. But I just want you to see few examples of Naqis, so I have an idea of where you are with with this. Okay, inshallah. So let's just take this word hada. If hada is the root letters for hada, can somebody remind me what are the root letters for hada? And there's only 1 minute left. Hadalia. Can this be from Bab Nasara? That is the question that I have in my mind for you guys. Can this be from Bab Nasara? No, it cannot be. Very well done. So Hada is going to be, if Hada is, its Mudare is translated, is spelled as Yahdi. What is Hada? Yahdi. It's coming from Daraba clan. Very good job. Daraba Yadribu. Hada Yahdiyu became Yahdi, right? Easy. So what is the change, the first change that happened to Hada? The first one, when you see Hada, it is going to be the Hada, the first one. When you see Hada with Alif, the past tense with Alif, it is going to be Qalb. The Ya got changed into Alif because of the letter before had a fatha, so it got changed into ya, got changed into alif. When you see this pretty word here, because it's such a beautiful word of Quran, yahdi, yahdi, it sounds so pleasing to the ears, and it is very pleasing to the eyes, because it is all about guidance, right? So when you see this word yahdi, the type of elal that you see is elal bil taskin or iskan, right? Because the ya was with the dhamma, was originally with the dhamma, and the letter before had a kasra, so it is changed into sakin. It lost its dhamma, it dropped its haraka, right? That is easy. Okay, then comes your Hudan, and I'm going to teach you what changes have taken place there in the next session, because our time is up now. But inshallah, we'll keep on working on this in the next session. I wanted to make sure that I touch upon each and every part of the table. So Alhamdulillah, I have I hope that this table is now uh, clearer to you than before. And this is not Madin, this is Mudare. My apologies for that. So go back to your Mudare table and see how the two words, why the two words spell the same, and how the letters are doing the different job in each one of them, and how you're going to, you should be able to figure them out based on the context. Okay, inshallah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my dear students.